Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. Before we get into today's show, please do me a favour. Make sure to drop a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And the question for today's show is in relation to Manchester United's game against Bournemouth today. I want to know the score predictions. Get in the comment section right now. We will start off with that exact topic. And as well, actually, there's one thing that's really bothering me. We've been stuck at 41,100 subscribers for what feels like weeks. So everyone who's new, go and subscribe. Let's get to the next milestone. Thank you very much. Right. The game today against Bournemouth, 2 o'clock kickoff. I mean, there's not really that much to play for anymore. As we all know, in the Premier League, we can't get relegated. We can't finish in the top 10, I don't think. We can't get European football. It's realistically, for me, it's just a training exercise ahead of this massive game on Thursday against Athletic Bilbao. That's all it is. For Bournemouth, I mean, I don't think Bournemouth can get in the top. No. Bournemouth are on 49 points. If Bournemouth win today, they'd go up to 8th. Would 8th be Europa Conference League? I can't remember how it works this season. I know the top 5 is Champions League, so I imagine 6 is Europa and 7 is Conference League. Is that right? But then what happens if the FA Cup winners are in the Champions League? Maybe 8th place is Conference League as well. I don't know. If anybody knows the answer, let me know in the comment section. So the point I'm making here is it's a pretty big game for Bournemouth, because if they were to win today, they would go up to 52 points, right? Which would put them into 8th place, which may or may not be Europa Conference League. I think it might be, but I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. If anybody knows the answer, please do let me know. So it's a big game for them. For us, if we win today, we would go up to 13th. We're 15th at the moment. I don't think it's mathematically possible for us to finish in the top 10 now. I mean, it is, but it's unlikely. We need 11 points to be 10th. It's not going to happen. So anyway, for Manchester United, it's just a case of making sure we don't get any injuries, making sure players are ready, fit, and available for this big game on Thursday. In relation to injuries, there's some positive news and some negative news. Amad Diallo apparently is going to be back very, very soon. That was reported a couple of days ago. But then on the flip side of that, apparently Diogo Dalot is going to be out for the whole season. So, yeah, just as one player comes back, another player gets injured. That's just how it seems to be for Man United at the moment. You know, there's never a consistent 100% squad. But realistically, in modern football, I think that's the same for everybody. You know, every team has injuries, and we can't blame injuries for where we are. So yeah, in relation to score predictions, I don't know really, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know in relation to score predictions. I don't think we're going to win, to be honest. No, yeah. What does everyone... What does everyone think? I'm gonna go with a Bournemouth win, unfortunately. And I don't think that's going to come as much of a surprise. I'm going to go Bournemouth to win. I'm going to say 2-1. Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Bournemouth. But yeah, let me know your predictions in the comments. Right, let's move on from that though, and let's talk about Matheus Cunha, because this is a massive story. So Fabrizio Romano is reporting this morning that here we go for Matheus Cunha to Manchester United is expected soon. So that is huge. Really, really excited about this one. I honestly think he's going to be an absolutely amazing signing for us. I know some people are a little bit unsure. Some people are worried about his personality, about off-field issues. But I personally think that Matheus Cunha is a phenomenal signing. I think he's everything we need at Manchester United. He's creative. He got 2 assists and a goal yesterday. And I think we're going to look back on this in future years and be like, what an amazing deal that was. £62.5 million. I mean, it's a lot of money, but I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. I think it would be exactly what we need, realistically. I think it will completely revolutionise how we play as a team next season. Our attacking line next season should be hopefully Liam Delap or Osimhen or whoever it is you want as the striker, not Højlund, effectively. Then I would have Matheus Cunha and Ahmad as the two attacking midfielders. Midfield, I would have Bruno and Manuel Ugarte or Edison if we manage to get him. Defence, that would probably leave you Lenny Yoro, De Ligt, and Martinez when he comes back. The left wing back and the right wing back position, I think we need to address, definitely. But the point I'm making here is our attack will be completely different because we'll have a new striker, a new attacking midfielder, and Ahmad will be back. And I think those three players together will be creative. Will Garnacho leave potentially? Yeah, so I'm excited about Matheus Cunha. Fabrizio saying literally this morning that Manchester United are now waiting for Matheus Cunha. Here we go, will be soon. So that's really positive. I think he'll be a great deal. I do. So I'm happy about that. Let me know how you guys feel, though. Are you happy about Matheus Cunha coming to Manchester United? Do you think it's a good signing? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I don't really have any worries about this deal. I think 60 million in this current market is not actually that much money. Obviously, it is a lot of money. Like, you know, obviously 60 million is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But in the current market, it's not that much. You know, when you see players like Jack Grealish going from Aston Villa to Man City for 100 million, like 60 million, yes, it's a lot of money, but compared to other deals that happen at the moment, I don't think it's that bad. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. How are you feeling about it? So yeah, I'm happy about this. It's going to be our first signing by the looks of it. I think Richard says Cunha is similar to Bruno in terms of scoring goals and creating chances, and that's exactly what we need. I would agree. Robbie says, I'll be glad to see Cunha sign. He will give us a spark. Melchett says, very happy with Cunha. Melchett also says, do you think Ahmad could be played as a long-term right wing-back, or do you think he'll be a right number 10? It all depends on budget, doesn't it? Yeah, it all depends on budget. It all depends on budget. But yeah, I think Alex says Cunha easily 9. Do you say 9 out of 10? Or are you saying he can play as a 9 or a 10? Is that what you're saying? Because you're right, he can play as a 9 or a 10, which is great because we're effectively getting two players for the price of one there, if you think about it. Because he can play as a striker, he can play as an attacking midfielder, and he can play as a winger, which are all positions we need to address. So he's very versatile, you know? Whereas like when you look at Højlund to me is like an old school striker, if that makes sense. And he's not like a modern day striker, Rasmus Højlund. He's not very versatile. He's only got one trick up his sleeve. And like if that doesn't work, if that gets found out, then effectively he disappears in games. Whereas someone like Cunha can operate in 3 or 4 different positions. He can create something out of nowhere. He's a flair player, whereas like Højlund isn't a flair player. He's a box finisher, you know? That's all he really does. And even then he's not particularly good at it. So yeah, I'm excited about this one. Robbie says I don't want Delap. I think we're going to get Delap, unfortunately, Robbie. As much as I know people are like, oh, I want Gyökeres, I want Osman, I want this, I want that. Like, I get it, but I don't think we're going to get any of those players, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's a shame, but we can only spend so much money in one window. Right, let's move on from that and let's talk about Andre Onana, because there's a story this morning that apparently Saudi clubs are circling for Andre Onana. I would sell Onana in a heartbeat. I think the goalkeeper position needs addressing massively. I honestly think it's one of the priority positions for Manchester United. For me, it's a striker, a central attacking midfielder, a right wing back, a central defensive midfielder, and a goalkeeper. Those would be my kind of 5 signings this summer. Then I'd probably get a centre back, then a left wing back. I said before, I think we need like 8 first team players, but obviously we're not going to do that in one window. My point always is that you could sign, you know, a whole first team of world-class outfield players, but whilst you've still got Onana in goal, if he continues at the if he continues at the pace he is at the moment, like, it doesn't matter how many goals you score because Onana's going to let in goals, you know? So you like, we all know that Premiership winning teams are built on a defence. I think our defence is relatively solid, but our goalkeeper isn't. I think we have lots of good centre-back options. So, yeah. But, right. Right, moving on from that, though, we do have also an update on Antony, and we have an update on Rashford. So there's loads and loads to get into on the show this morning. Obviously, Aston Villa went crashing out of the FA Cup yesterday, which was a bit of a shock. I'm happy for Crystal Palace, though. Hopefully, Crystal Palace win the FA Cup. That would be their first major trophy, wouldn't it, in their history, which would be phenomenal. So, yeah, hopefully Crystal Palace can do it. Whether or not they will, I don't know. We'll see. But what obviously it does mean is that it means that Aston Villa's season is... Where are they in the table at the moment? Let me have a look. Is their season over? I mean, they can still get into the Champions League, Aston Villa, so it's not over. They've still got it all to play for. But yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a shock, I thought, for them to lose 3-0. But anyway, we need to talk about Marcus Rashford. Fabrizio's reporting this morning that apparently Rashford will not come back to Manchester United in the summer, and the same with Antony. Neither of the two players will come back to Manchester United this summer, which I think is good. I think the story with Marcus Rashford and the story with Antony is over, effectively. I think both of them need to move on. I think it's for the best. So hopefully we can get at least 40 million for Rashford and maybe 30 million for Antony would be fair. So yeah, I'm happy about all that. But anyway, what else have we got for today's show? It's going to have to be a relatively short show today, guys, because I've got a really busy day. I'm going to be out all day, but yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. I like to sometimes do these quick fire shows where I just bring you all the news quickly. I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow morning as always. Make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. This has been Daily Red Devil. Enjoy your Sundays, everybody, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Bye for now.